How do you make this sort of radical way of looking at the world understandable to this generation, the Gen Z?
I think I'm trying to sensitize and educate them that please release the pressure, redefine yourself, redefine your purpose, redefine your success.
What is the hope that you have from this present generation?
So I think there should be some kind of regulation. Otherwise, we are losing the entire generations and many generations to come.
Hello and welcome to this very special podcast with a very special guest. My name is Professor Dhiraj Singh, and it's not every day that we have the honor and privilege of hosting a Nobel Laureate with us. We are very, very happy that Professor Kailash Satyarthi is with us for our exceptional Carnival of Books, AALEKH. Let's begin this conversation by talking about your book, Karuna, The Power of Compassion, where you have, in a way, redefined compassion for our Gen Z, especially our present generation. What was the motivation for writing this book?
I was motivated by the lives of many change makers in the world and also with my own life struggle. And then I have realized that the definition so far, the definition of compassion or karuna, is dated. We have to redefine it. Normally, the people put karuna with empathy, sympathy, kindness, mercy, pity, benevolence, etc. in the same basket. But karuna or compassion is totally different. Though it is a challenging thing to redefine the thousands of years old understanding and wisdom about compassion. But now I have come out with the simplest definition. Compassion is mindful problem solving. That is the easiest thing. If you solve your problems mindfully and others' problems mindfully, it begins with awareness, it begins with connectedness, feeling, and then action. And that is compassion. And a proper definition, if you ask, I will say that compassion is a force. Compassion is a force born from feeling the suffering of others as one's own that drives to take mindful action. So compassion is power, it's responsibility, it's courage, it's action, and compassion is solution. Compassion is the source of energy and source of light and source of fire, which is needed in every walk of life.
Excellent. I think that's one of the most radical definitions of compassion that we've come up with. You've also come up with our own metric of compassion quotient, which is something which is radical in its thought and outlook, because so far we've only been measuring intelligence quotients, emotional quotient, but compassion quotient. Please tell us more about this unique metric.
So IQ and EQ, these are known to everyone, but they are very individualistic, or rather self-centric.
Right.
We look for our own profit, our own benefit. The companies look their benefit at maximum when they measure EQ of someone or IQ of someone. But CQ is different. Compassion quotient is also a matrix which we have defined, which we have worked out and brought a framework in this book, Karuna, The Power of Compassion. Simply, I can say that 4 things which make compassion, they are all measurable. And we can find the indicators and metrics. Awareness means taking cognizance of your inner problems and others' problems.
Right.
So that is measurable, psychologically and otherwise, socially. Then the connectedness. So the intensity of connectedness, the depth of connection. It is not superficial like, hello, how are you? Good. very superficial. Or I'm sorry to learn that your mother is sick
Right.
or you were hurt.
Mm.
So that is also very superficial sympathy.
Mm.
But we can measure the depth of connectedness.
Mhm.
And the third is feeling.
Mm.
How deep your feeling is, how intense your feeling is for others,
Mm.
problems. And the last thing is action.
Mm.
So, how much you are driven to take action to alleviate that suffering of others or to solve the problems of others and your own. So, all these four things are measurable.
Mhm.
So, there are subcomponents in all of them,
Right.
like courage, like
Right.
innovation, like initiative. These things are there and they can also be measured.
Mhm.
So, compassion quotient also differs from IQ
Mhm.
and EQ
Mhm.
because they may create or they normally create some kind of discrimination or discrepancy that your IQ is very high and my
Right,
IQ
right.
is low.
It creates this hierarchy between people.
Hierarchy
Right.
between the people within the family or within the organization, anywhere. But in case of CQ, since I have defined it, and we all know that compassion is innate,
Mm.
it's biological, it's neurological. Because when I was developing CQ, I had a serious discussions and conversations with the psychologists, with sociologists,
Mhm.
and also with the brain scientists in India and abroad, worldwide, I'm talking about. Because CQ is not something which is just for Indians, it is
Right.
global.
Right.
So I have been in contact with all of them, some of the top scientists also.
Mhm.
So compassion is biological,
Mhm.
it's a neurochemical action. That is also measurable.
Mhm.
So CQ can be measured and then it can be lifted. So we can enhance the level of compassion in someone while knowing the level of compassion at the given point of time.
Right.
So we have also developed those tools that how we can enhance the level.
Absolutely. So if we see your life, we look at your life, you've had quite a radical sort of awakening when you were very young. You were in your teens when you realized the hypocrisy in society, the kind of discrimination that existed. So that was an exceptional viewpoint you had very early in your life. But in today's world, a lot of younger generation, they are sort of pressured to think in a certain way, pressured to find their careers, find themselves, especially education-wise, get something that gives them a good job prospect. How do you make this sort of radical way of looking at the world understandable to this generation, the Gen Z?
Radical, the word radical is quite frightening for many people, so I'm not going to use it in case of
Sure.
the Gen Z, but definitely they should have courage to challenge and change the wrongs, injustices around them.
Mhm.
And it is necessary.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you're right that they live under tremendous pressure. The entire ecosystem is pressurizing them to prove themselves, to be successful in life, to go ahead in this competitive world.
Right.
I think I'm trying to sensitize and educate them that please release the pressure, redefine yourself, redefine your purpose, redefine your success, redefine the things which you have learned so far. So unlearn many of those things because they are just the mental complacency. And we have been teaching them to create their own comfort zones or hide behind the ready-made answers which were there for centuries, ready-made solutions for hundreds of years. Why you hide behind them? Question and then work hard to find the solutions of those questions.
True. In fact, when you were talking today, you compared yourself to a Gen Z. You said, I am also a 70-year-old Gen Z. That was a very interesting point of comparison because we've seen movements across the world where Gen Zs are at the forefront, especially in our neighboring country, Nepal, where Gen Z took a very radical decision to sort of overthrow the government and form their own sort of government. It is also a generation which is differentiated from the past generation because they do take a lot of radical decisions and think out of the box being the key thing. What is the hope that you have from this present generation for bringing change, especially positive change in the world?
Well, the danger is that the Gen Z is being manipulated or misused in many countries by politicians, because we have made up their mindset like that. Their brain wiring is like that they follow someone. They look for some avatar, some leader whom to follow in life, some champion, some footballer, some cinema star, or
and social media by definition has created followers.
That is
the concept of followers.
The concept of followers.
Right.
So they are happy to make followers, but they are more happy to become others' followers in their life, and that makes the life easy, and that is a danger. So politicians and the people who are hungry for power, hungry for money, they are using the Gen Z, like through the social media, a completely different, artificial, unnecessary, fake consumerism. The culture of consumerism has been created. The branding, marketing, these kind of things, that is quite common. And the Gen Z people follow it because they feel that they are more cool, they are more, fast and modern by using those goods which are being given to them. So they are propagated. So I ask the Gen Z people to be free thinkers. Get rid of those things, as I said before, and make your own decisions.
Right.
Not the decisions being imposed or being instigated by others.
Right. Especially in the world where algorithms decide a lot of things that you are
course,
watching, looking at, listening to. You have recently also come up with a proposal or a suggestion to sort of make the use of social media or the internet regulated, especially for children below in the teenage group or early teenage group.
Yeah. Well, I have been saying that there should be age-appropriated education, including the sex education, including other kind of education. Unfortunately, on the social media, a lot of vulgarity, a lot of child sexual abuse material, a lot of violence and hatred and divisiveness.
Right.
This is being, prescribed or induced in the minds of young people and everyone. So I think there should be some kind of regulation. Otherwise, we are losing the entire generations and many generations to come if they lose the track. So either they are under the pressure of career, scoring and all kind of things, success, or if they just fall out from that, they go to the social media options. And that is even dangerous. So social media is a tremendous, powerful technological tool. And I think we should use it for the betterment of humanity. And that is equally possible. We can spread or ignite the compassion and make a compassionate world.
Right. I'm reminded of the example of the hummingbird, which is at the start of your book, where the hummingbird is wanting to make a difference in the world, and she's carrying, and since the forest is on fire, she's carrying water in a beak, trying to put out that fire. How do we ignite that sort of thinking or understanding in our students, the younger generation? How do we pass that on, that each individual action is more important or as important as collective action?
Yeah, so I have spoken quite a lot. There are a lot of seeds of your answer. And I think you should encourage them to read the book so that they can read the real life story. Because I'm not a teacher or preacher of compassion. That is the way of my life. So if they read this book, Karuna, the Power of Compassion, very easy, because it's not too bulky book. They can read in one of those holidays or weekends, or instead of doing other things which may not be so important in their life. But I hope that once they read, they will redefine themselves and rewire their own brain for the betterment of humanity.
Surely. One question which comes from since the Nobel Peace Prize has been in news for various reasons in today's world, especially with President Trump trying to get it, and the Venezuelan politician Maria Machado giving her Peace Prize to the president. What do you have to say on this whole controversy or sort of whole explosion of news around the Peace Prize, which was supposed to be a very recognition of long amounts of work and dedicated service to the cause of peace? But here we have the leader of one of the most important nations in the world hankering for that prize.
So I will say three things. One is that I know that many head of the state, president, prime ministers, kings, queens, princes, they are after Nobel Prize. And many of them approach me as well every year. But since it has to be kept secret, we cannot disclose, neither they can disclose. It is only after 50 years of the prize given, everything was disclosed by the Nobel Committee. So the year I received the prize in 2014, exactly 50 years ago, Martin Luther King got the prize. So there was an exhibition of everything, including his nominations and the minutes of the meetings and all kind of discussions they had. All things were put on the wall alongside my life and work. So normally it is something which should not be exploded. So it is not only President Trump.
Many others have tried it also.
They keep on trying every year. Every year their nominations are there. But they don't say like that. I think he is honest in saying this. So that is the other side of it.
Okay.
But the second point is that it has helped me, as I said in last few days, that it had made Nobel Peace Prize more known to the people and valuable.
Right.
The power of Nobel Peace Prize. So now people started respecting me more than before, or knowing me more than before. So I'm personally thankful to him, and many other peace laureates would be happy and thankful to him. And the third thing is that some people thought, or many people thought, that there could be some manipulation, there could be some influence, some money, power, this power, that power, lobbying, etc. for the prize. Now it is very clear to the world that these things don't work. These Nobel Peace Prize committee members or the committee is so ethical or moral,
right,
or so unbiased and morally strong that they are not being influenced by any of these things.
Right.
So it was also helpful for the Nobel Prize.
Yeah. So all positives have come out of this whole controversial sort of news that has been coming up. If I were to ask you, like, if you could formalize or template the way you have thought or the way you have looked at the world and give a sort of a mantra to our present generation, this is how you should live, think, observe, and react to the world, what would that be? How would you say, aisa karo and you will become like me, another Kailash
No,
Satyarthi?
I never say to young people that they should become like me. They should become like themselves.
Okay.
Every individual has
But to think like you, to sort of...
No, I don't want to impose
problems
myself.
like
Even my thoughts, I don't want to impose. I am just helping them or showing some light. And that light came from the fire I have been living with. The fire for justice, fire for righteousness, fire for humanity, whatever you call it. And I'm trying to hand over to them that they can live with that fire.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. How does one ignite that fire? Especially when one is a younger person in his teens or in her teens. How does one keep that fire alive, or how to start it?
First of all, they should feel one thing, that there are so many people right from their parents to relatives to teachers and other people who are responsible for what they are today. Gratefulness, sense of gratitude. Even for 2 minutes every day, if they think of gratitude for those who have helped them to bring to that point of life, or for their success or for their accomplishment, that is something which they can definitely practice. Then they will slowly feel responsible for others beyond them. So they should break that circle of convenience, or the circle of complacency, and they should go out of it. And that's why I have been saying to them that my life mantra, which I have learned from my life and everyday learning, is 3D. Dream. Dream big. Dream bigger. Dream the biggest. Not for yourself, but for everyone. First D. Second D, discover the inner potential and power. Immense power you have. Discover your inner compassion and consciousness. This is second D. And the third D is, if you have been able to do these two things, dream and discovery, then whom are you waiting for? Don't wait for a president or a prime minister or a sadhu, baba, priest, or a vice chancellor of your university or dean or anyone. Do it. Do it.
Right.
Because the power of youth is more secret, more pure. Their energy is purer energy than any of us at this age. We become quite so-called wise, but that wisdom is basically being smarter.
Right.
And we are teaching young people to become smarter. And they keep on losing their originality. Let them work with their originality, their self. And that is the most important thing in the world. Don't make them artificial. Let them remain simple. And the power of simplicity is million times more effective than power of any diplomacy or so-called smartness. Remain simple, straightforward, transparent in life. Because I'm asking them to reshape, redefine, and change their worldview and their definition of success in life.
Right. I mean, that is a wonderful mantra for our young students to have, to be original, to follow the 3Ds as laid out by Kailash sir. And we have only that much time with him. So thank you so much for being with us and talking and sharing your views on this excellent new book that you've launched. We urge all the students to get a copy of this book and read it and redefine and give a new direction to their life. Please share your comments in the comment section and tell us how you like this interview. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us.